Yoga with Mandy on this lovely Circle Family platform. Nice to see you. So we've got a 30-minute practice, and as the title says, it's particularly for desk people, and I think, well, it's pretty much most people, and we all sit down a lot, whatever work we're doing or whatever we're doing, really, traveling, you know, you get tight hips and the shoulders. So yeah, so it's a nice 30-minute practice to really get into the shoulder girdle and the pelvic girdle, which are like quite unattractive words, girdle, but that's where we're going. Okay, so come and find yourself a comfortable seat. Sorry, I didn't say we're going to be seated and then supine. So a nice comfortable seat, getting maybe on a cushion or a couple of blankets or like you sat on, just getting yourself comfortable. And then perhaps just put your hands beside your hips and lift your bum up and swing it back, so that your tailbone's going more back. And your two sitting bones anchor nicely down towards your seat. Let your hands rest where they just naturally come and land. Don't think about it, just let them lift them up and then just go, hands have landed. Let's just pull the weight a little bit from one side to the other, just so we can find the centre point. Just feeling that like buoyancy. And then it starts to slow, and then you come to a still point. That's it. And when you find your still point, bring your awareness back down to your sit bones and your tailbone. And then start to take your awareness up through the tailbone, the sacrum, the lower back, the spine. So you're taking your awareness up through your spine, up through the middle back and the top of your back of your neck, up through the middle of your skull to the crown of the head. So this nice long line. And then we're going to just slowly start to come at the shoulders. So you can now release your hands to the side of the body. So they're not resting on your legs anymore, or the chair, or whatever you have them on. Let your arms stand up. So there's no work happening in the arm. We're going to do shoulder lifts. We're going to work with the left shoulder first only. So left shoulder, you can think left arm bone, left scapula. Inhale, it rises to the ear. Exhale, to drop and release. Inhale. Say hello, Stanley. Welcome, Stanley. Exhale, it drops. Inhale, arm bone rises up to your ear. Exhale, you drop it down, maybe a little bit back. Let's do two more. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, coming down. One more. Inhaling. Left shoulder only. Exhale, left shoulder down. So right side now. Inhale, right shoulder comes up. Exhale, one down. Inhale, your right shoulder rises. As the arm remains soft. Exhale, release the shoulder. Two more. Inhaling, arm bone lifting. Exhale, you let it drop. And then one more like that. Inhale, the arm bone up. Exhale, it down. Okay, so coming back to the left side, we take a full shoulder circle. So the same thing, inhaling the left arm bone up towards the ear, and then exhaling, moving the arm back and down, a little circular motion. Inhaling, arm bone rises up, and think of left shoulder blade coming round and back to meet your spine. Start to take your awareness into the shoulder blade. You might be like, I can feel, so I don't need to. Inhale, arm bone up. On the exhale, take it wide and swimming back. Let's do two more. So it just feels so young. Inhale, your arm bone rises up. And then the exhale, you're taking it back and down. Just release any stickiness, any holding from the day. Inhale, the arm bone up. Exhale, it glides back and down. Very nice. Let's do the other side. So right shoulder this time. Inhale, right arm bone rises. Exhale, glides back and down. Inhale, arm bone and shoulder rising only. The exhale, you start to notice the edge of that shoulder blade trying to meet your spine. Comes down, and then inhale, and the arm bone up again. Exhale, circle it back and down. Let's do one more. Inhale, the arm bone up. Exhale, comes back and down. Lovely, guys. So let's do 3 with both shoulders, doing the same thing but both shoulders at once, both at the same time. So inhale and both arm bones up. Exhale, gliding back and down. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, your arm bones rise. Soft hands. Exhale, they come back to meet the spine, presenting your heart forward a little bit. 1 more. Inhale, arm bones up. Exhale, glides them back and down. Oh, and then bring your hands to your knees, the legs. We're going to take a gentle cat-cow. So on the inhale, we're going to bring the heart forward and the shoulders back. And maybe your gaze goes up a little bit. Exhale, pushing through the hands to round through the spine like you're looking at your tailbone. Inhale and rocking to the front of the pelvis. Shoulders moving back, throat opens. Exhale, rocking to the back of the pelvis. Belly gathers in, the chin moves. Inhaling forward. This would be the cow. Exhale and rounding, and this would be your cat. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, move your heart forward. Exhale, back of the heart moves back. 1 more. Inhale, moving your heart forward. Exhale, round and back. And then we'll find the center point. And you're gonna, let's come into the neck now. The crown's lifted. Your shoulders are softening down. Notice if you've habitually, maybe just had a little bit of grip, rising. Let's call it a rising. And let's just, maybe just shrug them up and down a couple of times and let them drop. Okay. So left ear to left shoulder. Towards that. And then you're going to make a half circle, the chin's going down towards the chest, and the right ear is above the right shoulder. And then let the head roll back through, down. As the left ear comes above the left shoulder, and then back down through the center. 1 more each side, just allow the weight of your head to come forward and down. And then the opposite side, forward and down. And bring your head back to center. So we've worked through the neck just a little bit there, the shoulders, the spine. So we're now going to come back to the shoulders with a little bit of a fuller breath. So in the same seated position, you don't need to move your seat. So the arms will come in front and inhale up above your head. And then exhale, the left arm will come back like you do in the backstroke. Coming down, round, and then back up again. Inhale up. And then opposite arm. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale, right arm swims back. Big circle. And then comes forward and up. Inhale and up. Exhale, left arm swings round and back. And comes up through the middle. And then right side arm moves down. Exhale. The inhales the forward and up. Inhale. Opposite arm. Exhale and bring the scapula round the back. And then the arm lifts up with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Opposite side. Arm bone glides back as the weight of the arm comes back up. And then exhale to the opposite side. 1 continuous breath. The inhale comes forward and up. Exhale takes the opposite arm. So really get some motion around the shoulders now. Inhale and up. Exhale and back. Motion is lotion. Coming forward and up. Inhale and exhale. Gliding back. Inhale and up. Exhale and back. We're just alternating arms with the breath. We're going to do 1 more each side. Inhale, reach through your fingers. Exhale, one arm back and down and forward and up. Inhale. Last side. Exhale, opposite arm back and down, forward and up. Fingers have reached through. Maybe as your gaze goes up, bring your hands to prayer. Exhale your prayer down through your, past your heart. Let the hands come and land when they land. Beautiful. So that's the upper body. And now let's come down to get into the lower body as well. So, okay. So come down onto your back, find the supine position. So, constructive rest pose. So you lay on your back. Oh, if you haven't got a blanket, if you haven't got something soft to lie on, quickly go and get some. Just, yeah. Just think it's so important to be comfortable. Yes, I know. So lying down, finding your supine position. So your feet are wide and the knees rest on each other and your hands come to your lower belly. Oh, a little push through the back of the head to lift your chest up and then nestle your shoulders down. Just allow the body to land and settle. Just for a few breaths. I'm not doing anything at all, apart from settling. Which just happens naturally on each exhale. A little bit more of a letting go. And from here, the knees are going to pop. The feet, if you're on a mat, the width of the mat, if you're not, just imagine feet are wide, so your feet wider than your hips if you're not on the mat. The arms come in cactus. So you've got cactus arms, the backs of the hands are on the ground. And then from here, we're going to window, so it's a window shield wide for the legs. So inhale, both knees pointing up. Exhale, allow your knees and legs to fall over to the left as the right arm reaches up. And this should feel quite, I'm going to say glorious, to the front of the right hip. Oh, it's just so lovely. Reaching, expanding and finding that length while you're in the supine. So the weight of your thighs, the lengthening of your arms, facilitating your own personal stretch to the right side of your body. And then we'll inhale, take the arms back to cactus and both knees pointing up. Exhale, let your legs fall over to the right as the left arm reaches up. It's like the first time you've come into your hips today. So just be kind to yourself. Taking a nice full breath in. And then exhale, release. And then the arms come back to cactus and the knees are pointing up. Then you allow the legs to go over to the left and then the right arm extends up. Exhale, the arms back to cactus, the knees pointing up. Inhale, let the legs go to the right and then the left arm reaching up. Reach through your fingers. Knees pointing back up, arms in the cactus, and then over to the left. So you're just alternating your legs and the arm, opposite arm reaches up. And then knees pointing back up and allowing the weight of your legs just to fall to one side as you elongate through the opposite side of the body from the hip to the armpit, all the way through your fingers. Open your palm wide. And then your arms back to cactus. And let's do one more. No, let's do two more each side. It's so yummy. Your legs fall and the arm reaches. Legs come back through the middle. Your arms go back to cactus. Your legs fall the other way. And then the opposite arm reaching and lengthening. And then back to cactus. Both knees pointing up. Legs fall again the other opposite way as the arm reaches up. And last side now, knees point up, arms in cactus. Let the legs go over, left arm comes up, but this time, well, whatever side you're actually, come back in the middle, let me cue this properly. Arms are in cactus, both knees pointing up. Let both thighs, still window shield wide, but fall over to the left. And your arms are in cactus at the moment. You're going to bring the outside of your left foot, the little toe side of your left foot,
on the outside of your right thigh. God, that took a lot of thinking. And then we're going to reach up through the right arm. So it's the same thing, but it's just a different kind of twist. And it's a lot deeper. It's too deep. Just go back to what we were doing before. Oh, but let's take a pause. Let's take a real lovely long pause. As you feel the energy lines from the palm of the right hand, you might notice tingling there, coming down through the lower arm, the upper arm, and maybe as you notice the fascia and the tissue underneath the armpit tight and pulling through that lengthening and opening. And come down through your right ribs. And let's inhale here. Inhale, expand your right ribs with your breath. Exhale, empty and release. Let's take one more. Inhale and exhale, release. And then we'll slowly come back onto the sole of the right foot. Taking the left leg off the right, the arms come back into practice. Actually, bring your hands to your belly and let the knees rest. Let's have a moment in between of constructive rest. Just allow your body to land and settle. That's taking your awareness down into your right hip. So that front right hip crease, the outside of the right hip. Maybe as you notice some sensations to the front of the right thigh and the right knee joint. So as the knees are resting on each other, you're allowing the big thighs just to slot down into your pelvic bowl, to release their weight unconditionally down into your pelvic bowl. And maybe it starts to feel like a relief to allow the thighs to rest, a relief to allow the muscles not to work. Important to have these pauses in between, and especially when you take your awareness down into the spaces to name what you feel. Perhaps you've brought online some muscles, some of the muscles around the hip, or perhaps something within the joint space that has not been brought online before. Instead of quickly moving into the next thing, you pause to give space to what has just previously happened in the experience. Okay, so the arms will come back to cactus, and we're going to find that roughly twisting to the side, and if it feels too much, you're going to allow. So we'll just do the first part. So arms are in cactus, the feet at the width of the mat, the knees pointing up, the thighs are going to fall over to the right. And if this feels like enough, you stay here, or you pick up your right foot, the little toe side of the right foot comes to the outside or on top of the left thigh. And you allow the weight of that top foot to weigh down your left thigh, more so towards the ground. That's why it's more intense. If it feels too much, you just go back to the original windshield wiper. Okay, and then the left arm, that can have a little reach up. Maybe this is the side that holds a little bit more resistance. Maybe. So just be kind to yourself. You don't need to reach too much to that top arm. Maybe you have a softness, and then maybe with the breath in time, after we've been here for a little bit, you can reach a little bit more through those fingers. But for now, just for now, start to feel the big toe side of the left foot and that knife edge of that left foot pressing down. It's the little toe side of your right foot is pressing down into your thigh or into the mat. And let's bring the awareness to the little little toe fingers. If you've got little toe fingers, let me know. But your fingers of your hand, so your left fingertips, that's what I want to see. Your left fingertips, take your awareness to your left fingertips and let your awareness travel down to the left fingers, to the left palm. Notice perhaps there might be some pulsation here in the left palm, coming down through the lower left arm, to the left elbow, and then the left upper arm. And perhaps noticing how the skin is tightening a little bit along the left armpit. And then now coming down the left rib area. So as you inhale, fill the space of your left ribs, your left lung expanded out quite generously. Exhale, release. Stay, but empty the breath. Feel how your ribs, you'll really notice it in this position, how the ribs soften back in. Inhale, expand your left lung. Out in your left ribs, and you might feel through the front of the left hip, and then exhale. Let the ribs soften back in, back towards your center. 2 more breaths like that. Inhaling, the ribs span out and open. Maybe have a little reach through the left fingers now, and then exhale. We'll take 1 more breath. Inhale, and the ribs expand. A little reach through your left fingers. And then the exhale releases. And we'll just take 1 breath, a few breaths here of stillness. Maybe drawing through the back of the head. Noticing how the jaw loosens when you roll through the back of your skull. I'm going to bring the awareness down into the big toe side of the left foot. I'm going to slowly start to come the sole of the left foot, unraveling the right leg from the left leg. And let's take the legs out nice and long and wide. And your arms are long and wide. That should feel quite, the legs should feel a little bit more perhaps loose. Maybe the backs of the thighs are coming down a bit more easily towards the ground. Just taking another breath here. And then we're going to bring the awareness at the heels of both feet. Start to pull the heels towards your bum. As your legs bend and the feet come flat to the earth. Okay, so I don't believe we've given any of our time to the hamstrings. Let's extend the left leg up. And say hello, hamstring. Okay, so the hand's going to come behind the back of the left thigh, interlacing your hands. Let's extend and reach up through that left heel. Draw the toes down towards you. And I'd recommend keeping the right leg bent, so you can just really focus fully and completely on the back of your left leg. So let's just on the exhale, soften the left knee. On the inhale, reach up through that heel and flex the toes and widen your toes, really widen them. Stay here, keep that flex in the foot, and then curl the toes in towards the sole of the foot. Open the toes out, and then curl them in. 1 more like that. Open your toes out, and then curl them in towards the sole. Then spread the toes wide, reach up through the left heel, a little press at the back of the thigh at the hands as you pull the thigh a little bit towards you. Then bring your awareness, stay here, but bring your awareness at the back of your left hip, back of the top of the left glute where it's coming down into the mat. And then we're going to release the leg. Let's release the left. Right leg's going to extend nice and slowly. And then your hands will come around the back of the right thigh. Keep the left leg bent. And have a softness through your right knee to start off with. Exhale there. And then inhale, reaching up through the right heel. Draw your right toes down. And the hands around the back of the hamstring. So push the hamstring at the hands and then pull the hamstring towards you. Oh, noticing the difference on the two sides of your body. Oh, so you start to settle. And then from here, we're going to open the toes of the feet. So the foot's going to stay flexed. So open up the toes wide. And then exhale, draw them in towards the sole of the foot. So you're scrunching them in. Inhale, open your toes up wide. Exhale, scrunching them in while the foot is flexed. One more like that. Inhale, the toes broaden and wide. And then you scrunch them in towards the sole of the foot. And then let's find some stillness. So the foot can stay flexed. Reaching up to your right heel. Bring your awareness into the back of the right pelvis. Back of the right pelvis, the back of the right hamstring. And hands on the little pull towards you as you push the hamstring back in the hands. Back of the right calf. And then reach up through your right heel as you draw the toes down. Oh, how much, notice how much energy your legs hold. And then we're going to release the right foot down. Oh, and bring both knees in towards the chest. So both knees are coming in. Oh, feel quite nice around the hip flexors, just to draw your thighs down towards your belly. So your hands are on top of your knees, you're drawing the thighs down towards your belly. And then we're going to inhale, the legs are going to come up. Flex your toes. Exhale, let the feet come down. Inhale your belly, your thighs to your belly. Exhale, exhale thighs to belly. Inhale, reaching up through both heels. Exhale, feet come down. Take an inhale. Exhale, kick your feet up, bring your thighs to your belly, gather them in. Stay here, open the knees wide, feet go up, as like you stand on the ceiling, footprints on the ceiling, happy baby. Or the sides of your lower leg, or the outsides of the feet, little toe side. Oh. The final hip opener, final one. Maybe you want to have a little roll from one side of your spine, not spine, yeah, well, I guess it is true, yeah. You roll from one side of your spine to the other. So more, perhaps more clearer thing to say would be to roll to one side of your back, do the spine to the other side of your back, so from right to left. And then come and find some stillness. As you lengthen through the back of your neck, let your chin come down towards your chest. If it just gets way too intense, you can take your arms around about your hamstrings and gather your thighs down. That's always an option. I'm just going to take one more breath here. Just actually, we'll stay a little bit longer alive, sorry. As you inhale, let your body fill. And on the exhale, can you imagine the crown of your head all the way down your tailbone, like you're spreading your spine along the ground? I mean, yeah, your tailbone won't exactly anchor down, but it's an intention, it's a direction that your awareness can give to your body. So as you inhale, let your body fill and rise up with your breath. And on the exhale, back of the skull's pressing down, the back of the spine, shoulders, back of the pelvis, and just imagine your tailbones unraveling itself out and down towards the ground. Okay, we've definitely been here. So bring both your legs back to your belly. Put your hands behind your hamstrings, and you hold them opposite forearms. Give yourself a little bit of a cuddle. Have a little cradle from side to side. Let your feet come down. You might want to take your legs out wide, or constructive rest hold. See what feels best for your body. Hands can land wherever they naturally land. As you start to turn a little bit more inwards to the experience of the inner landscape. Feeling how the bones of your body are meeting the mat, the ground, floor. Can you release your shoulders a little bit more? What about your arms? In the back of your pelvis. Thigh bones. Heavy, heavy thigh bones. The waves form through the sole of the foot down, up to the heel of the foot. As your body is just widening and spreading. You just let yourself drift down, drifting down with the experience of rest, however that feels for you. I shall close, but please do stay in your rest, friends. Thank you for coming to practice. Enjoy the rest of the day, the evening. Sending you all my love. And yeah, I'll see you next week.